My decision to uproot again had been as sudden as it was necessary, drawn in equal measure by the tantalizing idea of opportunity and an unexplainable pull towards home. Leaving behind the kaleidoscope of San Francisco, I found myself on a flight heading back to Seoul, the city of my birth. There was a frozen moment in the plane when I looked down upon the sprawling cityscape, a tapestry of neon lights shivering in the crisp winter air. It was a surreal mixture of nostalgia and anticipation, a feeling of embracing the past while gazing into an uncertain yet enticing future. As the plane touched down, a wave of emotion washed over me. Glaring fluorescent airport lights reflected on the glossy linoleum, bouncing off to illuminate a city reimagined since my departure. Each step I took felt simultaneously foreign and familiar, a dance woven by time and transformation. My first night back in Seoul tasted like tinted memories touched by the sweet nectar of present reality. The city was still awake, ablaze with life, a symphony of sights, sounds, and scents that had imprinted on me as a child. I had walked these streets a decade earlier, a different Chris, unaware of the paths my life would carve. Now my gaze was accustomed to a disparate narrative, viewing this world with new lenses, fresh perspectives fueling the fire of entrepreneurship within me. Around each corner, Seoul offered a unique blend of tradition and modernity, like the wafting aroma of a comforting home-cooked meal, mingling with the edgy scent of creativity. Here was a city that held on to its roots while embracing the future, mirroring my own quest for identity and purpose. The harmony between the two intrigued my entrepreneurial spirit, stirring a burst of energy, fueling the adrenaline that would propel my startup ambitions. The colossal skyscrapers stood towering like guardians of progress, blinking against the lush canvas of the night sky, their silhouettes beautifully embossed against the twilight tones of my memory. They appeared like tech giants, awakening the dreamer within me, each peak dancing on the horizon with a promise of endless possibilities. Stepping outside, I cupped a handful of frosty air, feeling the icy tendrils as they nipped at my fingers. It was the same crisp winter air that had greeted me years ago as a curious child, poised on the threshold of countless snowball fights and schoolyard tales. The cold bit at my cheeks, the chill slicing through my thoughts, momentarily numbing my anxieties. And as I gazed upon the streets that I once called home, I was mindful of the poignant truth. I was no longer the same boy, but the roots tied me to this city. This journey home was a full circle, a start of something new from a familiar starting line. Little did I know, this was just the dawning of a new chapter, one that would be filled with personal exploration, emotional roller coasters, laughter, tears, and above all, the experience and perseverance to build upon the entrepreneurial vision that spurred me on. Strolling down the welcoming streets of Seoul, I found myself drawn to the palpable air of warmth and familiarity. The city was pregnant with anticipation, mirroring the immaculate snow-tinged rooftops, meticulously blinking city lights, and the rhythmic thrumming of life. The city felt like an old friend, eager to share stories of the years we spent apart. Every nook and corner evoked a different memory, like a timeless lullaby whispered in the quiet night. A casual visit to a neighborhood cafe stirred an unexpected but pleasant surprise. To my astonishment, I bumped into an old friend, Eunjoo, from my childhood. It was a jolting sense of déjà vu, seeing her in the bustling cafe, her eyes reflecting the same spark of curiosity I remember. Eunjoo was like an anchor, keeping me rooted amidst the storm of unfamiliarity and change. Our shared past, a comforting accord, forged a bridge between a world I had left behind and the world I was beginning to rediscover. We rekindled our friendship, reigniting a connection punctuated by faded schoolyard banter and shared dreams. Communicating with her was like finding a piece of home in a city that shifted shapes over the years. While the city was bustling with growth and novelty, reconnecting with Eunjoo was a slice of the familiar in an ever-evolving landscape. It tethered me to the city, amplifying my existing nostalgia and providing a unique anchor amidst the sweeping currents of my entrepreneurial pursuits. Over cups of coffee that tasted strikingly like childhood summer, Eunjoo and I retraced our shared past, redefining our friendship in this new world of adulthood. Looking out the cafe window, the Seoul skyline seemed to mirror my skyline of possibilities. Dawn was breaking, casting a golden hue over the city and my new venture alike. Little did I know, my journey was only beginning, intertwining my personal exploration with the entrepreneurial world, pulsating with energy for future endeavors. Nestled amidst the enigmatic cityscape and fueled by familiar faces, Neural Nest sowed its first seed in the heart of my origin, Seoul. The tutelage of time weaves strange tales, doesn't it? A friendship once relegated to the tapering corridors of childhood memory was springing back to life. Eunjoo, with her easy smile and earnest eyes, became a significant figure in my renewed exploration of the city. Together, we charted the vibrant cultural and food scene of Seoul, she being the compass guiding me through the thick of a delicious culinary labyrinth. Indulging in familiar yet forgotten flavors, I discovered facets of myself I wasn't aware of. I found the contrast of sweet red bean paste and salty seaweed of Gyeongjaban, echoing in the juxtaposed demands of my evolving identity. In the subtlety of Cheonggukjang, I learned the nuanced art of patience, of mustering courage in the face of uncertainty, of rallying hope in the quiet silence of solitude. We frequented humble tea houses nestled in narrow alleyways, their resounding quietude stark amid the city's unrest. The nuanced taste of traditional teas became an ineffable metaphor of my startup venture, rich with complexity, yet soothing, simultaneously demanding and rewarding. The ritualistic preparation of tea became synonymous with the meticulous planning and execution of my startup. The careful choice of raw ingredients echoing my selective capital intake, the delicate balancing of fragrance and flavor reverberating in my attempts to harmonize technological innovation and business strategy. Every sip steeped in resilience mirrored my tale of risking all for a dream, the dregs reminiscent of my lingering anxieties and mounting pressures. Through our meandering cultural expeditions, I was silently reconstructing my relationship with Seoul, grappling with its gritty urbanism and harmonious traditions. Eunjoo's vibrant storytelling breathed life into the city's static architectural beauty, her endearing narrations revealing tales of Seoul's past and whispered promises of the future. As my understanding of the city deepened, so did my friendship with Eunjoo. Our interactions, fueled by shared passions and chronicled memories, painted a nostalgic canvas interspersed with hopeful dreams and understated laughs. Perhaps the most resonating journey was our exploration of Seoul's bustling tech culture, striking a chord deep within my entrepreneurial spirit. As I attended my first local startup event, Eunjoo by my side, I found myself entranced by the electrifying scent of innovation and the rhythmic heartbeat of ambition. The autonomous drones, artificial intelligence applications, and VR headsets all around me became embodiments of Seoul's spirit, a blend of harmonious tradition and unbridled modernity. It was an inspiring exposure that pushed the boundaries of my entrepreneurial vision, stoking my fire to be a pioneer in the AI landscape and fueling me to take Neural Nest to unscalable heights. Navigating this whirlwind of cultural rediscovery and entrepreneurial ambition, Eunjoo was my anchor, her unwavering faith urging me to sail even amidst the roughest storms. The more we explored, the more the city opened up to me, and the more anchored I felt, a testament to the power of shared experience and the profound impact of old friendships renewed. The sense of awe and curiosity we shared, the quiet understanding we harbored, spoke volumes about the significance of our reconnection amidst the startup fever I found myself in. My initial steps in Seoul's burgeoning tech culture were fueled with the dual curiosity of a resident and a tourist, eager in equal parts to cultivate the roots I had left behind and to seed the visionary sapling of Neural Nest in this fertile ground. The local startup event was my maiden voyage into the heart of this city's digital realm, a curious labyrinth of innovation and relentless ambition. Surrounded by the city's brilliant minds and their even more brilliant creations, the electric atmosphere surged through me, stoking the glowing embers of my entrepreneurial spirit. Against this vivifying backdrop, the initiation was of a seismic importance, not only in shaping my business acumen, but also in developing the blueprints for Neural Nest. It was a formidable environment, brimming with vehicles of futuristic concepts, autonomous drones scouting the airways, intricate VR headsets unfolding alternate realities, omnipresent applications of AI manifesting human ingenuity. Every corner turned was a revelation, each presentation a testament to Seoul's tech prowess. The city was a resonating echo chamber of my own aspirations, of making AI accessible to everyone. In these early days, Eunjoo acted as my compass in this cryptic terrain, her faith in me unwavering, her sidelong excitement a reflection of my own. By my side in every meeting, her informed presence was my lodestone as we navigated the vast ocean of opportunities. Her understanding of my aspirations, nuanced by the shared memories of our past, became an important stabilizer on the rocky roads of entrepreneurship. With Eunjoo's companionship, my dreams of Neural Nest took flight, soaring high above the challenges that lay ahead, fueled by every stimulating interaction within the effervescent tech landscape of Seoul. Under her supportive gaze, the city unfolded in front of me, not as a series of skyscrapers pieced together against an urban skyline, but rather as a melting pot of technological evolution, working harmoniously with traditional values. With the city as my classroom, I unraveled layer after layer of its tech culture, my entrepreneurial spirit colluding with its inherent pace to forge a narrative that was exclusively mine. Microcosmic of our own relationship, this dichotomy between the intimate aspects of shared values and the grandeur of combined goals fueled our growth as friends and as professionals. This deepening bond seamlessly scripted itself into the trajectory of Neural Nest, facilitating the birth of a robust framework for my company while anchoring seamlessly into the DNA of this vibrant city. Securing the first local investment for Neural Nest was a critical inflection point in my Seoul adventure. It was no longer an ephemeral fantasy existing solely in the realms of my daydreams. Neural Nest had now been firmly grounded in reality, setting the wheels of my entrepreneurial journey into high gear. The surrounding cityscape, poised at the cusp of modernity and tradition, mirrored my own intersection of ambitions and reservations, a nerve-wracking concoction of anticipation and apprehension. I remember the day of our first investment pitch in chilling detail, the whiskey-stained mahogany tables, the lean silhouettes of potential investors centric, the echo of my voice bouncing off the high ceilings of the penthouse conference room. My heart paced as I navigated through my meticulously drafted presentation, each slide a testament to the countless sleepless nights and relentless dedication. My narrative was punchy and precise, my Catalan accent subtly spicing up my almost clinical English diction. Despite Eunjoo's reassuring presence in the front row and my Buddhistic attempts at meditating to calm the nerves, my anxiety fluttered untamed, a restless hummingbird in my chest. The investors were a tough audience, their expressions, a well-rehearsed tableau of stoicism. Each question, each raised eyebrow, felt like a piercing challenge to Neural Nest's anticipated impact. Through it all, my conviction about Neural Nest did not waver, amplifying my resolve to secure this investment. The fears of rejection, the stakes of failure were high, not just about losing the financial backing, but about dimming the beacon of collective ambition and human resilience that Neural Nest represented. When our proposal was accepted, it wasn't a jolt of rapturous exuberance. It was rather a gentle, surging wave, washing over us with a profound sense of relief, validation, and awe. The dream was now within our grasp, translated from abstract ideas into tangible reality. The echoes of the investor's final words, "We believe in Neural Nest, and we're ready to back you all the way," lingered within me, an easy balm to my startup warrior spirit. The fierce determination etched on Eunjoo's face, and the quiet reassuring nod from my co-founder Sarah drowned the encircling fears, rekindling an undying faith in our shared vision. Finishing the pep talk with my team later that evening, I was left alone with the expanses of Seoul, its neon skyline being an alluring dance of lights and shadows. Amid the silence, I found myself drinking in the stunning panorama, pondering upon the chapters yet unwritten. A haunting sense of familiarity washed over me as Seoul's cityscape stretched out, mirroring my own entrepreneurial journey. A beautiful amalgam of chaos and serenity, dreams and fears, beginnings and ends. The investment had not just infused Neural Nest with financial capital, but had also instilled a sparkling wave of rejuvenation in me, sealing my commitment towards transforming my vision into reality and thus reinforcing my faith in neural nest and in myself. Away from the chaotic whirlwind that was my professional life, Eunjoo and I took to the serene trails and verdant covers of Bukhansan National Park. It was a bright Sunday morning, the sun's rays unabashedly breaking through the swaying canopy and the air perfumed with the scent of woody freshness, a sensory treat embedded in nature's tranquility. The city, with its crowded streets and sinewy river, lay in the blurred distance, a visual juxtaposed to the immediate immersion in the soothing rhythms of nature. With each step, we inched higher, matching my heartbeat to the steady rhythm of our climbing pace. Our conversations meandered through a labyrinth of ideas, punctuated by muffled laughter. It was during these shared instances of vulnerability and mirth when I felt closest to Eunjoo. There, amid the wilderness of the mountain and the rhythm of our heartbeats, we found solace away from the bustling city's demands. Although we were navigating testing times in our respective professional terrains, these shared experiences seemed to be the antidote to our stresses, if only momentarily. As we reached the peak, our worn-out bodies welcomed the chilly mountain air, while our captivated eyes took in the breathtaking landscape. I remember the moment vividly, the panoramic view of Seoul, an endless sprawl of architectural conglomerates interspersed with cherry blossom pockets. It was then that I realized the trajectory of my entrepreneurial journey mirrored the view, the lowlands representing my humble beginnings, the uphill climb symbolizing my continued learning, and the glorious peak embodying my ambitious dreams. As we sat there, sharing a triumphant moment of reaching the top, I couldn't help but project the metaphor onto my relationship with Eunjoo. Starting from a very humble and familiar friendship, moving uphill as we shared more experiences, and now at a peak, reaching an understanding deeper than words. Eunjoo's presence added a calming balance to the rollercoaster madness of my venture, a soft antidote to my aggressive startup pursuits. As we made our way back down, trailing through the dewy pines, I made a silent promise to myself to embrace balance in life, to savor personal moments as passionately as chasing my startup dream. As hectic and challenging as my entrepreneurial life was, hiking Bukhansan National Park with Eunjoo made me realize that the pursuit of balance is a journey in itself. A journey of gradual understanding, patience, and acceptance, much like navigating those serpentine hiking trails. I remember the feeling of completeness I felt that day, where sheer happiness and contentment stemmed from life's simple pleasures. And in that moment, I not only walked away with a newfound respect for nature and personal relationships, but also a quieter resolve to cherry-pick these tranquil experiences to manage the brewing storms of my entrepreneurial sea. It is these small yet profound instances that I hang on to when the storm gets too rough, reminding myself of the gentle balance that is life. It wasn't too long after that trek, Eunjoo and I took a pause, the swirling maelstrom of my professional life steadily encroaching on our shared peace. We both understood that our paths were distinctive, her own shaping up to mirror the complexity of her chosen field, and mine molded by my ambitious propulsion to create, scale, and innovate. Despite our best efforts, our relationship started to bear the pressing weight of the grinding wheels of our respective careers. Yet even when the spectre of our parting loomed over us, we took solace in the memories, the shared hikes, the cozy corner bookshops, the dim-lit cozy cafes of Seoul. They were, in essence, elements of our shared world, a testament to our shared nostalgia and dreams. We each had our emotional baggage and fears, the constant dread of failure, the fear of inertia gnawing at us, but the understanding we shared was an oasis in the desert of life's complexities. I still remember the last time Eunjoo and I sat at our favoured coffee shop, the sun casting dappled patterns on the tabletop. Amidst the rich aroma of coffee, we acknowledged, both verbally and non-verbally, the end of our chapter. There weren't any dramatic goodbyes or trails of accusations, just an acknowledgement of the harsh reality that sometimes, when matters more than what or who. We held on to the connection we had, our shared past pinning us together, while unspoken hopes for future happiness created an undercurrent of good wishes. I still remember Eunjoo's parting words, "Let's meet again when we're a little happier." A poignant reality, a shared dream suspended in time and space, waiting for the right moment to be revisited. It was a fundamental turning point, a recognition of the incessant push and pull of professional commitments and personal relations. As I walked away from that coffee shop, I held on to Eunjoo's words, a guiding mantra echoing in the chambers of my mind. I decided to buckle down, to delve deeper into my startup dreams, while holding on to the lessons I'd learned from my relationship with Eunjoo. It was a bittersweet departure, the crunching autumn leaves under my foot seeming to endorse our decision. The lingering taste of coffee, the hint of nostalgia, and the prospect of my startup dream beckoned me towards a future painted with strokes of the past.